This is the Adidas Evo SL. It's one of the most trendy shoes of 2025. It seems like everybody has a pair of these on their feet. But what exactly is the hype about? Well, first of all, it's got a whole midsole of Lightstrike Pro, Adidas's best, most responsive foam. It's light, and to be fair, it looks really cool. It's a daily trainer, hasn't got any plate in it. It's got a little bit of a plastic rocker thing in the middle. That's about it. And it's very affordable, retailing for about £130, I think. It's an incredible shoe. But what about it makes it quite so popular? Well, I'm gonna find out. I've done a couple of runs in this already, and I'm gonna go out for a session right now. We've got some hills on the cards, so we're gonna go and try this out with the warm-up, cool-down. The full run is gonna be done in this Adidas Evo SL. I've got the OG colourway, white and black. You can't really go wrong with it. Let's see what this shoe is all about. So while I'm on my warm-up, let me tell you a bit about why I decided to get this shoe, because I don't really use it as a daily trainer. A lot of people use it for their easy runs. I don't really do that, but I got it with one specific thing in mind, and that is sessions where I want to warm up and cool down in the same pair of shoes. Just saves bringing a bag, or like choosing the location a bit better. You can just run there, do the session, run back. But also, I just wanted something a little bit lighter, a little bit more simple, not too much going on. Like my last shoe video was about the Hoka Mach X2. I absolutely love that shoe, but completely different to the SL. That's got a really high stack height, got a plastic plate in it, lots going on. The SL is a bit more of a simple shoe, and that's kind of really why I wanted it. Let my legs do a bit more of the work, but still have that really responsive, super cool Lightstrike Pro underneath my foot to help with a bit of that responsiveness. Okay, I'm interrupting this portion of the video because I've got a fun package. Is it sponsored? No, but I do think it's important. I'm excited to try out for a little bit what is in here. I've kind of jumped on the influencer train. Let's just get straight into it. In fact, if you want the real truth about this, if you saw on my Instagram, I actually have already tried this product. I tried it with the trial pack back in probably like February or March. And I've been delaying my subscription instead of just cancelling it, and then I forgot this month. So that is actually technically why I've got this. But anyway, moving on. Pure Sport electrolytes. Now, a lot of my viewers, most of my viewers are from the UK. And if you are, you'll know what I mean. If you aren't, let me welcome you to the UK, where currently it is very, very hot. Can you see the glisten on my forehead? Well, that is sweat. And it is very warm here. It's probably not that warm in comparison to a lot of the world, but we don't do very well with the heat here in Britain. So obviously that makes running quite a bit harder. When we're used to running in below 10 degrees with jumpers and gloves and hats and everything, when it gets to the summer and it's warm, it's a little bit of a shock, let's just say that. Part of running in the summer is staying hydrated. It's really important, and you've probably heard of electrolytes before. They're all over the shop. Essentially helps you stay hydrated, gets you more hydrated, salt, all that kind of stuff. I won't bore you with the science. Pure Sport have their ultra electrolytes with their kind of tagline of stay salty. And I wanted to try them because I wanted a bit more hydration, essentially. It's really good for when you don't want to think about drinking all the time and you just want to have a nice bottle of this to make sure you're topped up, especially if you've got like a workout or something like that. And they've also sent me a lovely Pure Sport Stay Salty Pace water bottle as well. So that's fun. I will try some of this right now. Robbie Williams is playing there in a week or two or something like that. That's why these paths are blocked off. Quite annoying when you want to run. No Town Wall Park run either here, but there we go. Right, I'm going to do some very quick drills because honestly can't really be bothered basically. Some strides, and then we'll get into the session. I should probably tell you what the session is as well. Okay, let's do some drills. Okay, that's warm-up done, strides done, ready to get into the session, which is, I think, going to be 1 mile, tempo threshold. Gonna take it fairly easy. I ran this morning and I haven't done a double for ages, so yeah, 1 mile at tempo threshold, sorry about all the cars. Then on to 8 to 10, depending on how I feel, by 30-second hill, which will be way over there by that point. And then after those hills, potentially another mile, potentially a bit less. Who knows? Just gonna have fun in the Evo SLs. Right, let's just start. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's get into it with the Evo SLs. And there's the mile, 6:23. Felt really nice and controlled actually, so that's good. Almost just a little warm up for the legs. Get the heart rate up. Under that sign is where the hill starts. Right here, I'm going to turn around, do a bit more jogging. Under that sign is where the hill starts. Might not look like much of a hill on the camera, but I promise you, it'll get tough after a few reps. On the Evo SL. So first of all, as I mentioned, it's got that Light Strike Pro foam in the bottom, which is probably one of its main selling points. It's got a whole base of Light Strike Pro, which is incredible, very similar to their higher end shoes like the Pro 4 and the Pro Evo. It's got a lot of similarities to that Evo, one of the most insane shoes on the market. It's like 400, 500 pounds. Elites wear it for the marathons. It's only got one use, and this has a lot of similarities, but in a more affordable, more durable kind of way. And that Light Strike Pro is just one of them. How much is there of it? Well, in the back we've got 38mm, and in the front we've got 32mm of it. So you've got a bit of a drop, 6mm, and it's pretty well stacked. You've got quite a lot of protection there, but not as stacked as some of the like super trainers, which is what I was saying about it being a bit lighter on the foot, which I think is a great selling point. Has it got a plate? Well, no, not really. It's got something that can be described as a plastic shank, a little bit weird, but it's essentially this bit of plastic that runs probably about this long along the shoe in the middle there, and it just kind of, it's a bit of a plate, so it provides a bit of pop and spring without being full length, and it's only plastic, so it's affordable and a bit less harsh on the legs. It's kind of a middle ground, which just gives this shoe a bit more life without giving it a full-on plate. It's got a super lightweight upper, but not one that has compromised the comfort. You've still got a lot of padding around the heel and a bit of padding in the tongue as well, which kind of is the things that would go away in something like the Pro 4, which has a bit of a lighter weight heel cuff and things like that. You've just got a bit more of a focus on still making sure you're comfortable in this shoe as well as pretty fast. And it is really lightweight. It's 220-ish grams, which is an incredible weight for a shoe, very light, and it feels like that on your foot. It feels a bit like an extension of your foot rather than like another accessory to help you go faster. It's like helping your body to be the most human it can be, which I quite like, and I love the fact that it doesn't do quite as much. It's a bit more humble, stays out of the light a little bit, just helps you work a bit harder. This was especially good for that hill session that I did. Lightweight to go up the hills, nice and springy and responsive, but I'm not like dragging this whole chunk of foam when I'm going up. I think hills, this is just pretty much perfect. So let's get back to them. That's 3 down, keeping them pretty controlled for now. Might pick them up a bit in the second part. Let's put the camera down here now. Yeah, might drop them down a bit, but for now, quite controlled. Right, on to the fourth one. Okay, that's 6 down. Let's rip them just a little bit more for the last 4. Okay, there we go. 10 done. Nice and controlled until the last 3 or 4, so felt very good overall. Actually, 1 more mile to go, another tempo threshold. Try and hit similar pace to the first one. I think it's a little bit more downhill this way, so that should be pretty doable. And then session takes off. Okay, 6:10, final mile. Happy to see that kind of time at the end of a session. I definitely didn't push today too hard, kept it nice and controlled, but to be honest, I've quite enjoyed doing that with sessions lately, just not completely blowing a gasket, because I don't need to yet, just building the foundations for the speed. I will see you in a bit to talk about this wonderful shoe. See you back at home. So what do I think of this shoe? Well, if you haven't gathered already, I really like it. I've been looking at it for a while and ummed and ahed about wearing it and getting it. I tried it on once and thought, oh, this midsole feels a bit weird, but then I tried it on again and actually turned out to really like it. It's a great versatile shoe that really comes into its own when you pick up the pace a bit and you feel that lightness and responsiveness, but it's also good enough to be used as just a daily trainer on easy runs. You would feel quite comfortable in it, partly because it doesn't have that full length plate. It's got more comfortable things like the heel being a bit more padded, so it's a great middle ground shoe and probably fantastic if you just want one shoe. So what are some pros? Well, obviously we've got to mention that Light Strike Pro midsole again. You're getting a high-end, top-end midsole of TPE foam for a bargain price, £130. It's ridiculous. You can be paying like £250 for super shoes with that in. Really good midsole. Another positive, that plastic shank that gives you a little bit of pop, a little bit more responsive, works with that foam really nicely to create a nice feel off the foot. I really like the fact that they've put this extra padding into the heel collar as well. It just makes it feel a bit more relaxed. It doesn't make you feel quite so intense, especially if you're going to a session. It kind of like reduces the nerves, and that's a really weird way of putting it, but because you're wearing something a bit more comfortable, you're in that kind of session mindset rather than like race mindset. I have to say, I'm not really one to care about colourways much, but this is just classy. It's sleek, it's clean. It's not going to be clean for very long, I'm sure, but it's clean. It looks really cool. I love the look of it on your foot. I actually really like the grip as well. It is well known that Adidas have fantastic grip, and the Continental rubber on the front does just that. I'm not too much of a heel striker, so I don't know about this stuff at the back, but the Continental rubber does a great job. I haven't really worn it in wet conditions, but I think it'd be absolutely fine. All the other Adidas shoes I've had with Continental grip have been absolutely fine, and I think this will be too. What are some cons? Well, there aren't many. The tongue feels a little bit weird. It's very lightweight, can move around a little bit, and I sometimes find it slips down my foot and causes a bit of irritation like in the upper here, but that might just be a personal thing. I haven't really seen anyone else complain about the tongue too much. That's just something to bear in mind. I'm also slightly concerned about the amount of exposed foam here. I feel like that could break down quite easily. It has got this rubber protection, but it's really not very far. If you're running on gravel or something like that, I think you could be in trouble a little bit with that, but I'm not totally sure. And that's where it brings me on to my third little con, and that is just the durability in general. Light Strike Pro, obviously, the faster, the more responsive the foam gets, it tends to not last quite as long. So I'm not sure how many miles you're going to get out of this. I'll just have to wear it more to find that out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't hit quite as high mileage as some of those like super daily trainers. I think especially if you're wearing it for all your runs, you might find it wears out quite quickly, but I don't know yet, so we'll have to find out. Overall, what a fantastic shoe. It is the price point that I think really sets this shoe apart for me. If this was kind of 160 to 180 pounds, then I probably wouldn't be raving about it quite so much, but the fact that it is 130, it's just a bargain. You really should be looking at this if you want a new daily trainer, or you want something a bit less big, a bit less going on for your sessions, but still nice and soft and protective. That's the Adidas Evo SL. The chances are you already have a pair, to be honest, but if you don't, maybe think about going and getting one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.